everyone, it's Shonda from Pay or Wait, and today I'm going to be reviewing American Horror Story Apocalypse, okay? Season 8, Episode 6, Return to Murder House, y'all. Hey, I'm just letting y'all know right now, I'm going to be extra as fuck, okay? So excuse my language, excuse all of my movements, my head, and everything, because you know why? The bitch is back, okay? We had Jessica Lange back today. I don't know why she left in the first place, but Brian, you need to give her all her damn money because I missed her, I need her, I stand for her, I loved her in this episode. Okay, let's go ahead and get into it. So, we see at the end of last week's episode that Cordelia sent Behold and Madison to go to Murder House to try to figure out the story behind Michael, who he is this fool crazy? Is this fool the white demon? Is he the spawn of Satan? I think we're pretty positive at this point that he is the spawn of Satan, but before I get into that, so we see that Behold and Madison arrive at the murder house, and basically they're posing as this couple, and when she said that they look like a shitty version of Seal and Heidi, I was just like, okay, so we're gonna be on top of it from the beginning of the episode. Alrighty, I'm here for it. And then he tells her, well, look, we've all had a hard day today. I had to wear khakis. I was like, you're right, Behold, because that is beneath you to even have to wear something like that. But you were still looking good while doing it. Then we see that they're trying to buy Murder House, and the guy is like, hey, I gotta go do some paperwork because, you know, we have people here just coming to say they're gonna buy the house. They ain't got the coins to buy the house. They just want to be inside of the house and figure out all the crazy, spooky stuff that's been going on. So let me go do this paperwork real quick. Let me make sure that y'all coins clear. And then it did clear. Okay, they got the coins. They got the keys to the house. It was their house. But when Madison said, I can't wait to make babies in our new home, and then Behold had her face like, he had his face like, bitch, who? Well, who? Not with me. I lied. I died. Okay. So, the dude says like, hey, I just want to let you guys know 36 people have died in this house. I just want to make sure I give you all the information up front. Because, you know, in the first season, I think they only had like a 3-year rule to tell you how many people actually died. But he was like, nah, boo-boo, I'm going to let you know it's been 36 people dead up in this house. Y'all not going to be coming for me. You're not going to be trying to sue me. But make sure that you know ahead of time. They were like, it's cool. We good. But when Behold was like, I'm going to burn some sage, I was like, now, you know, like every black person, and I don't know if it's just black, but I'm just speaking from my experience. Everybody be like, yeah, we're going to burn some sage and get these little demons up out of here. So I definitely cackled when he said that because I was like, that is so damn true. But also, too, so they get into the house. They realize that they don't have their powers. So they decide they have to do a spell. So Behold does a spell to get the ghost to appear because as we learned from the first season of Murder House, that they have to want you to see them in order for you to be able to communicate with them. And so he was like, ooh, the spirits is bad up in here. He was like, it was more souls up in here than a French youth at a hostel. And I was just like, ooh, you didn't live, Behold. You didn't live a lot. Okay. So they do the spell. The spell works because then Madison, they see the little creepy little nurse lady walk down the hall. Then they go and they see Ben having his therapy session with Tate. So I guess they became friends afterwards. We find out that Violet is still not talking to him for raping her mother and getting her pregnant and like not telling her that she was dead. And then we see that, you know, Ben and Vivian aren't talking. I was like, damn, I thought y'all patched things up at the end of Murder House. Y'all was all happy looking at the Christmas tree and stuff, and now y'all beefing again. I was just like, y'all just ain't gonna never get it together. Ugh, I'm so over it. So basically he's talking to him about the counseling session, and then Madison introduces herself, and he was just like, hey, how can you see us? Like, we choose who, you know, we want to see. And they're like, nope, not this time. But did y'all peep when Tate said I'm dead and hot? Like, why won't she talk to me? I was just like, you're too much, Tate. Maybe because you're fucking crazy. Just maybe that's probably why she's not talking to you. So we see that they ask Ben like, hey, can we get your help? We're trying to learn more about Michael. Tate walks off. Ben's like, I'm sorry, I have to go masturbate and look out of the window and cry. It's kind of my thing. Y'all remember when he was doing that? He started crying because he was like masturbating to when Maury was trying to seduce him. Yeah, I guess that's his little punishment thing that he has to do every single day. So we see that they're still going around the house. Madison get attacked by Tate's little brother, the one that they kept upstairs that played with the little red ball. Then she was about to like do something to him. And then there was Billie Dean. She came in. She was like, don't do that because you're going to have all the spirits coming after you. You know how you got that one person, they just like, it's hands off for them. You don't do nothing to them because we're going to beat your ass. That's how they felt about Tate's little brother. So we see that she shows up, and then Madison decides, she's like, hey, who are you? And she's like, I'm a medium and you're Madison. She's like, oh, you must have saw my movies. And she's like, no, but I know that you're a witch. And then she's like, oh, so you're like a shitty Cleo, Miss Cleo. I was like, woo, the shade is so real and so great in this episode, and I love it. So before she can say anything else, y'all, before she can say anything else, you know who came in the scene? The head bitch in charge, Constance, okay? Constance came down the stairs, and then she was just like, this is my fucking house, bitch. Okay, she didn't say it like that, but it would have been, she was like, bitch, this is my house. You know, it would have been a little bit better, but I guess I'm just doing the most. I'm sorry, I'm just super geeked. I was so excited. So things that we learned about Constance, y'all. So we learned what Constance was up to after she kidnapped Michael and took her across the street to the house to go and raise him. And basically, before we get into that though, let's get into the gems. Let's get into these gems of wisdom that Constance left for us. First and foremost, I knew that Constance was my soul sister, my soul mother, my soul grandmother, my soul everything when she said that she drinks Crown Royal. Because if you guys don't know anything about me, I love me a good Crown Royal on the rocks, preferably the Crown Reserve. Okay, so when she said, oh, I'm sad that you guys aren't gonna be living here because y'all could have went to go get my Virginia Slims and my Crown Royal. She was like, you drink Crown Royal? I was like, yeah, Constance, you drink Crown Royal? And she's like, yes, bitch. Okay, she didn't say yes, bitch again, but if she would have said it, like, it would have been even better. But when she made that comment and said that, oh, you guys would have had your kids would have had great skin, I was just like, I mean, you right, Constance, you right, but you still petty for that. So we see that she basically tells her like, hey, I'm gonna give y'all the tea, but I don't spill my tea for free. I said, okay, that was another Constance. That was another little gem, a little pearl of wisdom that Constance gave us in this episode. So she tells her that, hey, we see that Moira came back in the picture. They sit up here arguing because she didn't dust right. And she said, well, why can't you be a good maid? You got all the time in the world. And she said, I'm sorry, but my time is reserved for pleasing your husband. Because y'all know that that's how Moira got killed, because she was sleeping with Constance's husband. And then Constance came and killed him and killed Moira, even though the dude was raping Moira. But before they had consensual sex, so I guess Constance still didn't feel sorry for her, so she still decided that she needed to die. Okay, that was your little backstory into how Moira got trapped in the house. So they still arguing back and forth. So basically Constance says, hey, I'm gonna spill the tea for y'all, but you gotta get rid of Moira. And actually, let me be more exact as to what she said. She told her to abracadabra that bitch to the afterlife. Whoo, yes, Constance. She was on one this episode. I guess it was like, hey, we got to make up for all the seasons that we didn't have Jessica Lange, but she was giving it for us. She was giving it to us. I was here for that. She said abracadabra. I said, this bitch is crazy, and she is funny, and I love it. So, also too, let me give you another gem real quick, and then I swear I'm gonna continue on with this review. I'm all over the place because I'm geeking and I'm excited about this episode. So then she told her that pettiness causes wrinkles. Yes, lady, that's another great little gem to live by. But clearly I'm gonna have a lot of wrinkles because I stay petty all day. Okay, so they basically go into the backyard. Behold is digging up everybody's body because, like they said, a lot of people has died in murder house. So he's trying to dig up the body. He eventually finds it, and then they go to Moira like, hey, here are your bones. This is like her conditions. You done made an enemy. You know, Moira been trying to get out of that house since the beginning of the time. That's all she wanted them to do, is let her be free and live her life in the afterlife. So they basically tell her like, hey, where do you want to be buried? So Moira decides she wants to be buried in a cemetery next to her mother. We saw in Murder House when they have their night on Halloween that all of them can go out into the world, that she goes and spend time with her mother. And so she tells her mother like, I'm so sorry, I killed you. And because she pulled the plug so her mom could die, because she didn't want her mom to suffer anymore. And then when she was like, I wanted to smother you, I was like, ooh, is her mom about to say that she wanted to smother her? But then she said, I wanted to smother you with kisses of gratitude for giving me peace. I was like, okay, mama, because you had me scared for a moment that you was about to be like, you was gonna kill your damn daughter. So they walk off into the distance. They kumbaya, I love you, mommy, I love you, daughter, all of that. They go off into the distance. I'm glad that Moira got peace. I wish some more people could have got peace, but it was cool that she was the one to get it. I was okay with that. Also, too, so we go back and it's time for Constance to spill the tea. So Constance basically says she was raising Michael. She saw little telltale signs. There would be like dead flies in the crib with the wings cut off and stuff. Then he started giving her love gifts when he became a toddler, giving her like dead animals that he didn't kill. She was like, that's how all the serial killers get started. Now it's like, yeah, girl, because I was finna say that you should have known when he started killing these animals that it was something that wasn't right. And he said, oh, but my grandma was a present for you. That was his gift of love. That's how he showed her that he loved her. So she would plant like a little rose bush every time he killed a pet to kind of like, you know, put a good deed into it. I don't know what her thought process was behind that, but that's what she said. And so then basically we saw that her whole yard was filled with these roses because he kept killing people. Then we saw that he killed the babysitter. He killed the priest that they sent to him. Then all of a sudden she said that he went to sleep one day. He was late for school and then she gone there. He a grown ass man. I said, the hell? So that's when she got the pastor because she was like, look, ain't nobody growing no 20 over 10 years in like overnight, okay? And so she said she felt like he was rushing to get to something, like they couldn't wait for him to grow up into adulthood, so he had to become an adult overnight. And so we see that he was like going in and out. He was like a nice person but not a nice person. Then she was asleep one night and that bitch came in and choked her out in her sleep, talking about, you ain't gonna tell me what to do no more. And I was like, if you don't kill this little boy right now, like you should have killed him when he became a grown ass man overnight. You should have kicked him out of the house and told him he needs to go get a job since he big enough to be choking people and shit. So he choked her. She looking shook. I'm shook. Then he looked shook when he realized what he doing. Then he gonna be like, can I get a glass of water? Can you get a glass? You just tried to kill me and you talking about you want a glass of water? Hell no, get the hell up out of my house, okay? Then she gonna be like, may I? Girl, like, you gonna try it? And she even said later in the episode that she tried to correct him one more time. He probably gonna slit her throat. And I was like, yeah, there's a time and place for that. It just wasn't the time. So we see that she was just like, look, I ain't gonna let nobody kill me up in my house, okay? I ain't gonna let no man, no demon, no whatever he is, tell me when it's my time to go. So she said, look, it ain't nothing else I can do for this little boy because obviously he's crazy. Obviously he's like the devil. So she went across the street to the murder house. She killed herself, taking some pills, drinking her Crown Royal, having a good old time to her music, and then she died. And then she woke up with her kids. I wish I could have saw Addie, but y'all know that Addie died before she can get her into the yard of the murder house, so she actually went on to the afterlife. So basically she gives her like, hey, that's the gist of what happened with Michael. I don't know what happened after that. So then Ben comes in and he tells them like his version of the story. He actually had a great relationship with Michael. So Michael comes in and finds Constance's dead body. He's crying, and then Ben is like, hey, he was like, why can't I see her? And he was like, she doesn't want to see you. Like, she was like, I don't want nothing to do with Michael. And so he starts crying. So then they develop this father-son relationship, having fun. We find out he's smart, he can do whatever. But then he starts letting the darkness get to him. He was like cutting up Black Dahlia in the basement and stuff like that. Then the two ladies moved in. They was all happy in love and stuff. And then he like basically killed them in a little suit that Tate raped his mama in, which was, I was just like, that's too much. And even Ben was like, oh, hell no, I ain't got nothing to do with you either. And so we see that he's telling him, like, now they're going to be trapped here. And then he just burnt them up, like, burned their souls, like, got rid of them completely so they wouldn't even be in the house. So that's when Ben was like, oh, hell to the no, I ain't got nothing else to do with you. I ain't even your daddy in the first place. So I don't even know why I was wasting my time with you. But can y'all tell me about that scene when he saw Tate? And Tate was like, don't be touching my stuff. And he was like, I'm just trying to be like you, Dad. And he was like, I ain't, look, I know I'm evil, but I ain't evil enough to make whatever the heck you are. I said, hey, you killed, like, you did like a whole school shooting, but I mean, I don't think it's the time to like say who's eviler than the other person, but you was pretty messed up too. So then when y'all saw when he like flipped over when he said that to him, when he got mad at what his daddy said to him, I was just like, I laughed, but I was like, you know what? He is a kid. He did grow into a grown ass man overnight, but he really like 7 years old or whatever it is. But I guess that explains everybody's questions. And they're like, how the hell did he get grown so quick? I'm glad that they explained that for us. So then we get Vivian's story. So Vivian, that's why her and Ben was beefing, because she didn't want him to have anything to do with Michael. She knew something wasn't right with Michael. She knew that since she was carrying Michael, because she died when she gave birth to him. And so then we see that after she saw what he did all this extra stuff that he did. We see how Mama Satan came, these little Satanists came to the house. He talking about, I'm the Black Pope and all this stuff, and you are the Antichrist or whatever. And so they do this little ritual where they pick Mama Satan. I know Miriam, whatever her name is, but I'm calling Mama Satan. She picks this girl up off the side of the road. It was raining. She's like, oh, thank you so much. I was like, girl, what you doing? You finna die, girl? And so then she realized she about to die. And then she's like, oh, I think I'll walk. And then she's like, huh, I think not. And then sedates her. They done do this crazy little ritual, cut into her, take her heart out, whatever the hell it was. And then Michael bit into it, and they worshiping him. Then all of a sudden you see this little dark figure come out. So we know that Tate's not the father, Ben's not the father, Satan is the father, and all the evil forces basically impregnated her. And so that's when Vivian's like, oh, hell to the no. Hell no, this kid ain't right. She doing what everybody else should have did. And then she tried to kill him while he was asleep. He opened his eyes, and then he just set her on fire. Didn't even look at it, just blinked and set her on fire, okay? And so she started burning up. Tate tried to save her. And then she said after that, they left. They never saw Michael again. So we know that's when he was with Satan Mama. And so basically they get the tea on what the hell was going on with Michael. But man, this is a hell of an episode. Then we see at the end of the episode, Madison's like, look, we got to tell them what happened. This is crazy. But Ho was like, hey, I know we was all gung-ho for him, but had we known that he was like who y'all was trying to tell us he was, I wouldn't be okay with this. And so then we see that Emma, sorry, that's her real name, y'all, Madison, talks to Violet, because we see Violet's crying in the hallway. And basically she tells her like, hey, you need to give Tate a chance. You're only seeing this from one side of the story. And she gives her the vision to see that he actually ended up saving her mom. And then they get back together. She was like, I'm helping the ghosts have sex. And who knew that Madison had a heart? She had a heart, y'all. But when she patted Moira's head when she was crying and said, you getting your slobber all over me. And then when she said she was going to haunt Paramount Studios because of how they made her do a sex scene that she really didn't need to do, but the director was just being creepy as hell. I was like, you know what, Madison? I knew you had a softer side to you. You just been through a lot. It's okay, boo. I appreciate you for what you was doing. So Tate and Violet, they cool now. You know, Vivian let Ben go watch the baby while she told her story and stuff. She really just got tired of that damn baby crying. That's the only reason that she let him back up in her good graces, because who wants to hear crying baby for the rest of your life? So there's pretty much it that happened with Murder House. I have to say, I really didn't care about what happened with Michael. I mean, they explained a lot of questions about who his father is, how the time jump, all this stuff happened. But I was really just here for Constance. Constance was everything. I stand, I gag, I love, I died. Okay. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you for giving us the episode. Like I said, Ryan, do what you got to do and get her money. Run her money so we can get her like every single season. I just don't understand what you're doing. But those are my thoughts on American Horror Story Season 8, Apocalypse, Episode 6, Return to Murder House, okay? I appreciate y'all for dealing with me for being hella extra for this review, but I just had to do it. As always, my name is Sharonda from Pay or Wait, and if you like what you saw today, make sure you hit the like button, hit subscribe, share this video with your friends, and I will see you soon.